So here I am in Washington, D.C. in December with the privilege of teaching on the Entrepreneurs Organization Leadership Academy in 2016. And I have with me here Christoph Magnussen, an inspiring German entrepreneur. But what I love about him is he has started a YouTube channel which is full of tips and tricks. And I just wanted to ask Christoph, what inspired you to get your content up onto YouTube?
Thank you. Thanks for asking, and actually thanks for the session. We had a really great teaching class about speaking, about public speaking, and then we met the first morning for breakfast. So my idea was I wanted to get better in presenting stuff. I love filmmaking. Like, I used to do it as a kid, but I somehow, between business and all that stuff, I wasn't able to do it anymore. So I thought, like, forcing myself to do a video, I get better, I have more fun to do it. And I wanted to share what we learned for companies, because we have a lot of stuff that we usually do as consulting jobs, and sometimes I just share it with friends or like partners, and they say, why don't I just do a YouTube channel, and then people can do it actually. That was the idea.
Now, we've been here in Washington with 28 of the top leadership of Entrepreneurs Organization, working on leadership, both personal, understanding who you are and your vision, but also leadership for the organization. Now, Christoph, what are the key things you've taken from the days here?
So, to bring that into context, we had classes like for learning, and we had like inspiration. And yesterday we had an event that is not very usual. It took place in a hotel. What was the actual name?
Hay House Hotel.
Hay House Hotel, right next to the White House. And you could see the White House, and we had a speaker, Stefan, who spoke like Martin Luther King and gave that 17-minute speech. And you could look on the mall behind the White House, where the 1 million and more people were standing back then. And even if I wasn't there in the 60s when that took place, it really felt so powerful. And I learned that how important it is to have the right words, the right rhythm of words, and how powerful like one speech can be. That was by far the best moment. And then a lot of like tools and techniques around that. Your speaking training, I appreciate that a lot, and I love public speaking, and I learned so much from it. So yeah.
No, it was something magical sitting there over the White House and hearing the I Have a Dream speech from someone who just looks like Martin Luther King.
Right.
and has really believes and shares his belief in how important that message was.
Yeah.
What are you going to take home and change after these days?
That's a good question. I mean, we have a tight schedule, like wake up call 6 o'clock every morning. I mean, I get up early anyways, but still it was like challenging because it's not your own rhythm. I think it's two things. The one thing is one takeaway, a very hands-on takeaway from Warren, one of the facilitators here. He was a former secretary of appointment for the president. And I asked him, how does the president deal a lot of information coming in and a lot of things? And he said, we just flipped it around from reacting to what we get to deciding what the priorities are and then acting. And that sounds super simple, but I actually found myself saying like, yeah, that's true. I need to change that again. And I can be better, and this is something you can always improve. That's number one. And number two is one thing I always did. I love to connect with people. I mean, we said first moment breakfast, talking about YouTube. I love that. Talk to people and get deeper into what do they do, not about oh, what do you work, but why do you do what you do, to get an understanding. And we had so many talks where this connection was important in order to build better communication, become a better leader, and I really want to improve that. And I believe, by the way, you can also do that with social media channels. I know that many people say it's not a true connection, but I think if you give something that is real, authentic, you get something back, even from these channels. But that's my second takeaway, connection.
No, and I think one thing that I often say is, if you're blogging, don't blog about what you're an expert in. Blog about what you're learning, because that way every week you're just learning things and sharing, and it means the audience is helping you on that path of learning. And I think when I had a look at Christoph's YouTube channel, what I see is he's blogging about what he's learned. He's blogging about the things he's putting into place in his life and in his business. I think it's worth having a look at some of the videos over on Christoph's channel and being able to follow him as he builds his life and his business, and as he takes EO in Germany to the next level. It's been great.
Thanks
It's over and
a lot.
over, Fran.
Thanks a lot.
Washington.
Thank you so much for the feedback, and we should have a beer now.
Absolutely.